like really struggling with, um, giving too much and not getting enough back in return. And so that's kind of when you fell into my lap, really, of I'm like, I need to do this differently and I don't know how. And yeah, so at that time, I really was trying to incorporate more energy work. And um, so it just all worked out. The business and the energy work just kind of like slammed into one, was exactly what I was looking for. So yeah.
Yeah, it's been incredible to watch your growth because you had healing modalities already under your belt. So this was just another layer and another depth in order to apply it practically to the business, and also give some more systems around it, which was cool to watch that unfold for you. And because you have a background in holistic healing, I would love to know, was there something that spoke to you to decide to step into the room, or was there like a turning point for you?
I'm gonna get emotional.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I love my job and I love helping. And I was burnt out. I was really burnt out. And this industry is like not very forgiving of that. It's just like, oh well, if you don't work, you're not making money.
Yeah.
So I felt like comparing myself all the time to what other people were making and comparing myself to how many hours they were working, or like, upholding that lifestyle, I guess. And so for me, it wasn't really necessarily about making money, but it was more of like, how can I reduce the amount of time that's like on my feet and still like make an impact? And so for me, it was really about like, how can I like not be behind the chair like 12 hours a day, like, and just make it easier for myself so I can enjoy this again, like have my creative flow and, really offer that space of healing for my clients that they desperately need too.
Yeah. I mean, time and experience, you're a really
Yeah.
gifted colorist. You do projects that I could never do because just my ADHD brain, I think, would just tap
Yeah.
out artistically. And so I bet through all of these years as an educator, as a teacher, as an artist for you, like you have heard so many people's stories and you have been that low key therapist,
Yeah.
especially moving into that more private space that you have for your clients. So I bet I would love to know, what has the process been for you, like, offering this healing, this level of healing to your clients?
Yeah, I mean, I felt like I transitioned from just feeling like I was just a hairdresser
Mhm.
to really realizing that like we are needed. Like we are people's self-care. And even if we are just a hairdresser, like we are the people that like people are going to spend their money on,
Mhm.
because maybe that's just their little piece of like something that they do for themselves that makes them feel good. And so it really helped me transition from feeling like, oh, I'm just a hairdresser to like, no, I am needed here. And like, I am doing this differently. And it also fulfills me because I feel like that is my way of giving back to my community here, even if it is just hair. And so it's changed my conversations with people, and it just really quickly, I'd say like overnight, transitioned so much for just allowing me to like step into my power.
Yeah, it's
Hmm.
beautiful. It's really beautiful.
So
And when you stepped into the room, when you stepped into the space, and really stepping into your space as like the healer, right? Like more than just a hairdresser, right? Like we're artists, we're CEOs, we're healers, we're like spiritual conduits, we're all the things. Um,
yeah.
and I would love to know, what are some of the results for you? And this can be inner and outer, right? Because we did, business foundations, we did a lot of financial
Yeah.
healing as well.
Yeah. I mean, right out the gate, financially, like changing to more of an hourly rate, I had considered it and I didn't know how to do it. And it just like the way that you broke it down just made it easier to like come up with those numbers. And like, it made it just so much more simple, I guess, to say like, okay, well, this is what I want to make or what I need to make, but like what feels good, like
Yeah.
what feels good to offer, and then like bump that up a little bit, you know? So switching
Yeah.
to the hourly just immediately took so much of my own like justifications out of charging for things, if that makes sense. Like, oh no, this is what it is. This is what it costs. And I'm not gonna like, I don't feel like I'm nickel and diming like services, if that makes sense. So it's just like, oh yeah, we can do whatever you want in this 2 hours. And that's great.
100%. I'd also like for you to take this a little bit deeper and talk a little bit about like your own financial healing journey, like some of the
Yeah.
work that happened inside for you as well. Because I firmly believe that we can raise our price all day if we just do strategy alone, but like we need that deeper level of healing.
Yeah. So, I mean, I had done some other programs that were like work around money and stuff like that. But for me, where I'm at in my healing journey, I need that like physical movement, I guess, around it. And the
Somatic.
meditations we did with, you know, uh, with looking at scarcity and looking at like where that lives in our body, and you know, what is the patterning behind when I see that gap in my books, and approaching that differently, I guess. And I've really not had much resistance. Like I was ready to dive in. So I'm like, here I am, you know? So really the transition has been pretty is seamless for me.
That's
I'm
beautiful.
gonna let my cat out on the porch. He's yelling at me real quick. Hold on.
Great. So you haven't had a lot of resistance, you said. And that's beautiful because you don't have to. Like it doesn't
Mhm.
have to be hard.
Right.
And stepping into your value, really. And I would love to take this even deeper, right? Because this is beyond just the salon business. So how has this changed maybe like how you live and move in the world? Like what other aspects of you uh, got to shine more?
Yeah, I mean, well, going to more of like an hourly fee just takes the pressure off of predictability,
Yeah.
I guess.
Hmm.
And so for me, it was just like, I don't know, it immediately was like, oh no, I'm going to be okay. Like if this person cancels, I'm going to be fine.
Hmm.
Or if it just, I mean, it lifted my, it didn't quite double my weekly uh, money yet.
Yeah, sure.
However, However, it did allow me like just the financial freedom just to kind of like step back a little bit and like do more things like this, like have the meetings that I want to have, like, or, you know, meet with the people that I want to meet with and connect the hair to hairdressers that are like me, because there's not that like there's not a lot of education around like emotional, physical, spiritual well-being for
Mhm.
our job, for our industry.
No.
And so it really has allowed me just some time, you know, an hour here and there just to have that meditation or just quiet time. And then also like removing the blocks, like, you know, I bought my fucking dream car, and I,
Yeah, you
you
did.
know, those things are already like happening, you know. So I just had to get rid of the scarcity and just go for it. I don't know, and I'm fine, it's great. So
That's amazing. Is there any advice or any words of wisdom that you would love to impart to any hairdresser who is watching this, whether about this journey or just in general?
it doesn't have to be hard. And it's gonna be okay, because if you have the masculine side of like the structure, it allows the feminine ease and flow, and just it allows you to like step back into the creativity side of it
Mhm.
and like really be able to enjoy it. because everything, all the scared parts of like, oh, well, is this what I'm worth? Is this worth what I'm going to charge? Is out the window, right? It's already like set up for you. So you can say like, oh, okay, well, you're paying this. So like, let's play. And so it's just been, I wish I would have known this 10 years ago.
Sure. 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 But now that you do, would you do this again? Like, is this valuable to you now?
Completely. And like I said, like, I feel like everything, I was like calling out for this really, like in my own journey. I was really like, okay, who's my next? I need this next teacher, right? Like, I need this next lesson, ease, peace. And I just jumped in that first like 2 weeks. I was like, let's go, let's do this. And it just like was so easy. I'm like, oh, wait, what? Did it have to be that easy? But it was for me. And I know other people, it's not going to be that way for everyone,
Everyone's
but it's a
different.
possibility. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's why
I
it's
don't
so
know.
beautiful though.
I'm inspired and I've thought about a program like creating something like this for a long time, and you just did it so easily. So, I'm glad that you're out there doing it.
Thank you. And thank you for sharing your story. Thank you for being a part of this. I'm so excited to honestly continue to watch your growth and your story unfold.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's definitely needed. And, you know, it with any journey, anytime we elevate ourselves, like it ripples into the community. So, you
Yes.
know,
Yeah, there's deep healing needed in our industry. Cool. All right, my love. That concludes our case study for today. Thank you so
all
much.
right.
Oh, will you provide your Instagram and any like website or anything like that for anybody who wants to follow you?
Yes. My Instagram, my hair and energy page is Reverie Ricky. It's Rieke. It's my last name. It's not Reiki. It's confusing. And then